Woke up in the land of smiles, sun shining bright. Elephants wandering through the morning light. Temples glow with gold, the air's alive. Thailand's magic got me feeling so high. From the markets buzzing, colors so bold, to the stories in the streets, ancient and old. Every corner's got a vibe, it's calling my name. Cooper's out here, and I'm loving the game. Cooper's Thaiadventure, oh what a thrill. Chasing the beauty from the sea to the hills. Cooper's Thaiadventure, can't get enough. Thailand's got my heart, it's the land that I love. It's the land that I love. Golden beaches, sand so soft and white. Crystal waves crashing under starlit nights. Snorkel in the cold, dance in the tide. Every moment's a wave, I just wanna ride. Pad thai sizzling, spice lights up my soul. Mango sticky rice, yeah, it makes me whole. Tom Yum's got that kick, flavor so divine. Thailand's food's a feast and it's blowing my mind. Cooper's Thaiadventure, oh what a thrill. Chasing the beauty from the sea to the hills. Cooper's Thaiadventure, can't get enough. Thailand's got my heart, sister, my heart. It's the land that I love. It's the land that I love. It's the land that I love. From Chiang Mai's mountains to Koh Samui's shore, every step's a story, I'm craving for more. Smiles all around, the people so kind. Thailand's a treasure that's one of a kind. Floating markets, lanterns in the sky. Festivals that spark like the stars up high.
Hello, tubers. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. And welcome to Cooper's Thaiadventure Wednesday Money Matters with myself, Cooper, and my good and trusty sidekick, Mr. Brooke Snidders.
Wednesday.
I said Wednesday.
Oh, I thought you said Monday.
No, Wednesday.
No.
What day of the planet you wake up on, Brooke?
The right side.
So you woke up in Canada. How's the snow?
No.
Because we're
Wouldn't
here
wanna be
on
there.
the east side of town in Thailand. Welcome one, welcome all. And last week there was an announcement from the YieldMax funds in regards to reverse split.
Ooh.
Having said they would never do it again, didn't do one reverse split with one YieldMax fund. They did 12 reverse splits with 12 YieldMax funds. What the hell, Brooke?
Yeah. Lessons. Never say never.
Exactly.
It's kind of, I think they could see the writing on the wall. Like if the share price gets to a point, you go on kind of like a watch list and you got like 30 days to get it above the level, whether it's $3 or $2 or whatever. Otherwise, you can get delisted and nobody wants that to happen. So I understand completely why they did it. It doesn't really affect valuations or payments because it's like a reverse. A lot of them were 10 for 1. You know, if you had 1,000 shares, you end up with 100.
Yeah.
But the price will be 10 times higher than when, you know, it closed.
So you don't lose any money
No.
on a reverse split. You still get the same amount if you sold it at 1 share or you sold it at 10 shares.
Correct. Same, your
When it
valuation
does
of
the
your
split.
portfolio will be identical the
Yeah.
next day after the split, just you'll have less shares. Each share will be at a higher price.
Yeah.
What'll be interesting to see is what happens to the payments. You expect a 10 times payment. So if you were getting 14 cents, you want to get $1.40.
Right.
If you were getting 7 cents, 8 cents, you want to get 70 or 80 cents to equate. You see what I mean?
Theoretically, that's what should
Yeah,
happen.
theoretically, correct.
Yeah.
So, but anyways, that's the reasoning behind it. It does, I think, give a little more stability. People, I mean, who's interested in a $2 or $3 or $4 stock necessarily?
Mhm.
You get a lot more, but I know some trading platforms. My nephew, unfortunately, is in one. You pay per share or per contract. You know what I mean? And it's actually more when you have more shares. So with less might benefit some people. But the long and short is you got to analyze and make a decision if it's still right for you. I thought personally, I got out of Misty quite a while ago, and it was mentioned on prior live streams, and then Alti just a week and a half ago, and I did announce that on the live stream, meaning that I think I can do better with options to create my income than counting on that. Hopefully, getting away from the NAV erosion while we're waiting. Now, I do believe Misty, as we've always said, is tied to a great extent to strategy, which has been tanking the last month and a half. But we saw a bit of a turnaround yesterday, which is good. Misty followed. So, in theory, it's working.
Outran. Didn't follow it. It outran.
Yeah. Well, good. So we do need that to keep going. And then secondly, you need these guys that are running the fund to make decent trades. Now, one of the things when I looked at Alti, the more I looked at it, sure, they had a diversified portfolio, 30 stocks. They were all apparently the highest volatile stocks on the market, indicating your premium should be decent. The issue was they didn't always make good trades. And if one of those stocks ran tremendously, you kind of were capped on that win, and that you're not capped on the down. So if they drop, unfortunately, you're 100% of the loss. But if one or two of them won significantly in the trading period, the week or whatever, you were capped at whatever their limit was on the sale of the call. So, Jesus, that's not necessarily a good thing. Now, if they switch that to maybe less volatile stocks, but a little more trending where you can predict easier, sure, maybe a little less premiums, but you're not going to lose on because they significantly don't have these tremendous doubles in a week, which some of the volatile ones would. I think you could see your payments definitely stabilize and be better. So I would monitor what their portfolio are and go from there. I've done options in the past and I'm continuing to do it. So I'll try and generate my monthly income from doing that. Now, you, on the other hand, you're still committed to your Misty.
I haven't sold a single share of Misty.
No, I understand why.
Not one.
You've got great faith in that. And again, we always recommend doubling what you think you might need in case things do drop in half. And that's boded well for you because you still got ample money for living. So, again, it's all research, guys, as we always say. We do kind of explain what we do. You do. We're different maybe in our investing philosophies, but everyone has to do, again, their own research and their own pain limits. Geez, I can't take any more of this. Well, you have to make your call as to what, now, sure, you can sell, but what are you going to do with your money? You have to put it somewhere, I would think. So currently, they're still paying. They're still generating money. So, let's see what happens. The markets overall are down.
But Bitcoin was up last night.
Yeah. It's
the markets were down. Bitcoin was up. The miners were up. The micro strategies IBIT was up 1% last night. Fidelity was up 1%. Van Ark was up 1%. Strategy was up almost 5%.
I think it's a hell of a buy out there if you have
Yeah.
money to spend.
And then Misty was up even more than Strategy
Correct.
last night. So by
Good
another
sign.
20 basis points up over Strategy. Very good.
I'm still looking at building my Tesla bag.
Mhm.
I think it's going to be a huge winner, by 2030.
I do.
And they're rolling out these robo taxis. And here's the thing: people don't hear enough in the news. It is safer to have the car drive
Than you.
And people, well, they'll never get authorization from the governments. They're gonna hold it. If they can prove, and they can statistically, it is safer
For the car to drive.
than
Yeah.
humans.
Yeah.
You'll say, well, don't you want to save people's lives? And a lot of the test guys that are using this self-driving, they've recounted how they've been in near crashes that the car saved them, where they don't think they would have been able to. Yeah, because they, some say, oh, I would have froze. That's their typical reaction in a panic is freeze.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where the car saved them. So yeah, they'll get the authorizations, and technology is going to be the winner now.
Yeah, because they say the human mind before an accident has 2 to 3 seconds reaction time. That's the time it takes for you to think before you react. What's the best course of action to avoid it? The car reacts instantaneously.
Yeah.
It takes that 2 to 3 seconds out of the equation. So it's an easy, provable fact to prove that it's safer with autonomous driving than it is with physical driving.
2 to 3 seconds is a long time.
It is a long time when you're at death's door.
Well, yeah. So milliseconds with technology is,
and
much
anybody
safer.
that's ever been in an accident will tell you the life flashed in front of their eyes for 2 to 3 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One last comment, and I'll leave it at that. So NVIDIA announces today,
Yes.
and a lot of the market pundits say this is going to be huge. Meaning, if they knock it out of the ballpark, and it's not only with earnings and sales, which they kind of already have indicated what it's going to be.
Right.
They're more focused, at least the pundits, on what's their guidance. And if their guidance going forward, like, 6 months out, a year out, 2 years out, it beats expectations, I think you'll see the market start to rip. If, on the other hand, people are saying, oh, there's an AI bubble, they'll never, well, time will tell. If they don't meet expectations, then it could be the opposite of that, meaning the markets could fall further. So,
and what's the forecast on it?
They're going to have a knockout home run quarter again. NVIDIA is kind of like the company, they call it like in the gold rush. The guys that made all the money were selling the picks and shovels.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Well, this AI gold rush, who's selling the picks and shovels is NVIDIA. You know what I mean? So they're going to still, apparently for every one produced pack of chips, wafer, whatever you call them, there's 12 orders. So when you've got a 12x demand versus 1x supply, you're sitting pretty good. So
yeah. So I want to pick your brain, Brooke. As a professional.
Hardly.
No, you are. I got to give you your dues where dues are due. You've lived through plenty of splits, both to the upside and to the downside. What normally happens when a reverse split goes in? Is it normally to the detriment of the company? What have you seen over the years? What's your, philosophy on it?
Typically, if you just sat back and forgot whatever the stock is, when you hear about a split and you're getting 10 for 1, 5 for 1, 3 for 1 for your shares, it's because the price has run up.
Yeah.
And
like Strategy did last year, 10
correct.
for 1. Yes.
Which I got. And that's a good thing, typically, because it makes the shares more affordable for more people.
Right.
You know, when you had strategy was over $1,000. Well, how many guys can buy 100 lot share of that? Sure,
Yeah.
you'll buy 5 or 10 shares, but you know, if you want to sell calls, you got to have 100 shares to sell a call, earn
Correct.
additional money.
That I can understand. But what about on the flip side?
Well, I
the
was going to
reverse
get to
split?
that. Thank you, Don Pardo.
Very well.
On the reverse side, it's pretty well the opposite. If the price of the shares gets so low where they have a potential getting delisted, they darn well are going to do a reverse split if they're going to maintain, and that's typically a negative sign.
Right.
So it's the opposite of a positive share split. When they do a reverse share split, it's not a good sign. Now they do it simply, as I said earlier, because you know you want to avoid this delisting or going on the watch list initially. So they do that. And you know, it does in certain cases make it more interesting for, say, institutional buyers who could be limited, pension funds, whatever. Oh no, they're not allowed to buy a stock under $5.
Right.
It's just, you know, it's called penny stocks to them or whatever. So, you know, you need at least a 10 or 20 or 30 or $40 stock. A lot of these splits, you know, they'll push the price between $30 and $50 when they were under 5, say, or under 10 even. So I understand why they're doing it, and in their case, it's a good thing for them. As an investor, typically you don't want to see reverse splits, as I mentioned. So you have to, again, do your research and say, hey, am I happy holding on to these? You know, will my returns continue? You know, they should, obviously, if they're making good trades. And then obviously look for your alternatives. In my case, I thought there was faster horses in the race.
Yeah.
A little more protection on the money. And again, Tesla I liked. And I did get into a bit of the miners, the Bitcoin miners. I mean, still I'm pro Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin's on sale. I really do. In fact, guys, Nvidia's on sale. Tesla's on sale. Google now, I you know, I'll probably look at picking up a bit of Google. It's going to give, well, hang on now. I think it's, you know, their AI thing could come quite dramatic. So anyways, that's just opinions, and everyone's got one. So.
Yeah. So
not financial advice here by any means.
No, this is just all of us sharing our knowledge as a chat platform. And if you're not a subscriber, why do you want to subscribe? Because then you can put your comment in and we'll read it live on air. That's our promise, and we'll stay on until the last one is read. So we've gone over the bad news. Now let's flip over to some good news. Okay. The money markets have flipped since Powell made his announcement a couple of weeks ago. He didn't think he was going to do another rate cut in December. They're now flipping, saying, yes, he is. Job market is not looking as rosy as he was hoping it is going to. And we got several key reports coming out later this week, Thursday and Friday. So stay tuned for them. And they're expecting it to be worse than what he thought it was going to be. So therefore, he's going to have to raise by a minimum of a quarter basis points. And Polymarket is normally right on the betting odds.
What's the odds?
54%.
Well, that's okay.
Yeah.
It was. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was down at 30%, and it's risen to 54% now over the last 2 weeks and steadily going up. So I'm expecting a rate cut next month. That's going to be positive for crypto. The other thing that is happening on the sidelines is the Clarity Act. It passed in the House back in June, July time. It passed in the House and it was sent up to the Senate. While it's been at the Senate, they wanted to change the wording a little bit, not change the actual act, but just change the wording. And it has bipartisan support of 70 senators now to pass.
That should do it.
It only needs 2/3 majority. It needs 60. And 70 are on board with the latest vote tally. So it's a given. It's going to pass. That's going to bring regulatory into the framework. No more can you see these whales manipulating the price on Coinbase, Robinhood, and other crypto exchanges.
I think the whales could have been in, and probably are, in conjunction with some of the platforms. Wintermute's a bad one. Binance, you
Yes.
know, they see the leverage longs, they see the leverage shorts. They're going to get them both.
Yeah.
They're going to take their money, and it's not legal to do that in the stock market.
No.
It's regulated, but the crypto absolutely has no regulation. It's
Yeah.
like the Wild West. So.
Yeah.
It'll be a godsend when that passes, and I think you'll see more stability.
I do. I think that's going to be fantastic. And the other thing is, on the first Friday in December, the S&P 500, after the stock market closes, will announce who's next qualified to join the S&P 500. And I did a Grok search this morning, and I didn't put anything in there to influence its decision. I deleted all my cache, all my cookies on there. So I was starting from fresh, and it couldn't go by what I was thinking to give me a positive answer that I want to hear.
You hope.
Yeah. And I said to it, if you had to choose only 3 to join the S&P 500 in December, who would you choose? And it gave me the 3. And it was very pleasantly, I was very pleasantly surprised, and I agree with all 3. First one came in at SoFi Technologies. Okay, they have a market cap of $25 billion. Okay, so that'll put them very healthily into the S&P 500. They'll fit in there no problem with that larger market cap. Second one came in, MicroStrategy.
Yep.
And they have a market cap of $68 billion. And I asked it to dig deeper and give me a probability from low, medium to high. Grok came back. MicroStrategy was at number 3. It now listed them at number 2 with a very high probability of them getting accepted next month in the S&P 500. And it came back and told me that will mean an extra $2 billion going into MicroStrategy stock.
Just from the announcement?
Just from the announcement.
And then once they're in there, it's like a automatic buy.
Yes.
Because tremendous amounts of money are in the S&P indexes, NASDAQ indexes, and if strategies in their indexing, they have to buy. So it's like an automatic. So people will, they're still working, they're contributing monthly to their retirement accounts. Well, guess what? Those retirement accounts are in these index funds. They got to go and buy the shares. So it's a win-win.
So then I was digging a little bit deeper, and I asked Grok to tell me which major corporations were buying MicroStrategy now. And it came back with 2 answers that blew me away. One of them was Canada. You have a government-run retirement fund pension called CPP. CPP. They bought several million shares of MicroStrategy in the last couple of days. Who else? Switzerland came back.
Yeah, heard that.
Their sovereign wealth fund bought 5 million shares in the last 2 days in MicroStrategy. Not in Bitcoin, in MicroStrategy.
Strategy is priced now, guys, just if you look into it, below the value of their Bitcoin holdings. So in other words, if you had 100,000 and you could buy, say, 1 Bitcoin, you'd get more than 1 Bitcoin buying Strategy. Even though you own shares in a company, the value of the Bitcoin's more than the value of the shares.
Because their MNAV is going up now.
Yeah. Well, every time the price goes up of the shares,
Exactly. So my question is, what do these 2 governments know that we don't know? What does the Canadian government and the Swiss government know that we don't know?
Well, they probably know where it's headed. It's
Exactly.
We're hoping they have a little more certainty. Now they do have a longer time horizon. So they've analyzed it and they said, yeah, and if we're not sure day to day what's going to happen to the price, but we know it's going to be in 3, 5, 10 years. And they're thinking long term. Most of these huge funds, they don't do what I call active trading.
Yeah.
They're more like Buffett, buy and hold. You know what I mean? And occasionally they'll sell a big holding if whatever reason. But yeah.
So here's what I'm hoping for moving forward. I'm hoping that MicroStrategy goes up slow and steady. Why? Because then Misty will capture the upside.
Correct.
If MicroStrategy all of a sudden takes off like it did last year and went from 300 to over 1,000 in the space of 3 weeks, Misty's only going to capture about 10% of that because they're capped on the upside. And I got to be honest, folks, that's the way I see it. If it goes up slow and steady like it did last night, it went up almost $20 a share. Great for me and you. We're shareholders, full disclosure. You and I both own a bucket load of, you know, in our portfolio of MicroStrategy.
Yeah.
That was a nice rise because then Misty was able to outpace it. MicroStrategy went up 4.4%. Misty went up 4.8%.
Yep.
Great. That's what we want to see moving forward. If it goes all of a sudden crazy, I can see Misty maybe at $10 when MicroStrategy, if it was to get accepted and it went to what we call a blow off top, maybe back to $1,000. Who knows? I don't know. You don't know. Nobody knows. But if it did, Misty would be maybe at $10. But if it did it slow and steady over the space of weeks rather than days, I could see Misty back above $20 again.
My old buddy back in Canada had a mattress store, and he'd be smoking a cigarette, and he'd be looking at me and say, yeah, there's only one way to get rich. That's quick. Oh, God, he had different views. He's the guy that said, yeah, he who dies with the most toys wins.
Well, you can't take it with you.
The guy had 3 boats. I said, Dale, what do you need 3 boats for? You know, well, this is, then, you know, that was his idea.
So what was the answer? What did he need?
Toys.
Toys.
Yeah, he needs more toys.
He would have been happy married to my wife. She likes her stuff. So let's get started with the show, see who we got on here, and go ahead and join in today's discussion. Let us know your thoughts.
Michael Villa, good evening from Cape Cod. I have not looked at any of my holdings in a month. Probably a good idea. I'm just going to forget them and chill. Yeah, there's a guy. He's obviously likes his investment.
It's a hodler, knows where it's going, doesn't care about the downside because he knows in 4 years' time where he's going to be.
Yeah,
up and to the right.
No Man Jack and the lovely Pinky. Good morning, CBD gang. Hope the downslide is near and we can see some upticks.
We're already starting our Bitcoin hit 88,000. And both you and I didn't expect Bitcoin to go below 100 again, to be honest. But it did. We had the fears, you know, and the shutdown, the longest shutdown in history. And it's going to take a while for that liquidity to get back into the market. You know, all these people that didn't get paid, they got to be back paid, and the Fed's going to be printing money again starting next month. That's another good thing for Bitcoin, you know, because they're going to have to bring in quantitative easing now that quantitative tightening is going to be finished officially on December 1st, according to Chairman Powell.
Yeah.
Good things coming.
You know, 2 years ago, a little over maybe, we started this Bitcoin was 25,000.
Yes.
A little over a year ago, I think it was 50. Trump gets in 70. And now it's 90 and change, and people are panicking. Yeah. They still only produce 450 coins a day. The demand is more than that, you know. Sure, some of the whales are selling, but I mean, you know, a whale guy's got 10,000 coins. He's had them since inception. Maybe you want to take $1 billion or $2 billion off the table and say, hey, I think I'll just live, you know.
Exactly.
But and the funny thing is the addresses with 1,000 or more Bitcoin are actually buying. You know,
yes,
what I mean? Sure,
that's what I'm seeing now.
The odd big whale is selling, but those addresses are jumping phenomenally. So there is definitely demand for it, guys. And I think it's still manipulation to a great extent. And once the Clarity Act gets put into effect, which it is, we'll see a lot less of that.
Yeah. I think Canada CPP, from what I read, bought $80 million worth of MicroStrategy shares.
Drop in the bucket.
It is a drop in the bucket,
Yeah.
but you know, could we buy 80 million shares? Hell no. We ain't
No, I
got
think
that
it's
kind of
more governments will see that, take notice. So it'll be like a, you know, a trickle to start, and then it'll be like a snowball rolling downhill. Eventually, they'll all want to be in buying. Like Saylor bought a big bag,
huge bag,
yeah,
8,000.
Yeah, good for him. And our sats per share of shares owned of strategy, it goes up. So our Bitcoin holdings,
and he didn't do it with any of the common shares, all with the preferreds.
Yeah,
love it.
Yep. So that's definitely good. Roger Walker, good morning, good evening, everyone. Thumbs up, make Darlena smile. Hit that like
please,
button, guys.
It's free. If you're watching on the live stream, pound it. Come on, guys, get us to 100.
Nomad Jack, are you guys still holding your Misty?
Every single one of them. I'm not selling a single share of Misty. I believe it's going to go back up. I think there's a good chance. I think the bull run's not started yet. I have to agree with Marty Party on that. He's a YouTuber. He's very big into crypto, and he's with James and Best Answers on the panel once a week. And I think the bull market hasn't started, is what I'm now starting to think. I'm starting to agree with him. We're going to see big changes come next year. And those big changes are the Crypto Act is going to pass. That's going to be done. Banks are going to want to be buying into Bitcoin and selling Bitcoin. They'll be able to do that. You'll be able to get mortgages based on your crypto holdings and everything else. You use it as a store of value. That's what we want to see. We want that clarity, hence the Clarity Act. Another thing that's going to happen, Powell is gone in May. The next Fed chair is going to be cutting rates steadily.
Let's hope so.
Well, the president, whatever you think of him, good, bad, or ugly, he's going to pick somebody that's going to do it. That's going to be the first thing he's going to say. We need to rebalance this budget. We're $38 trillion in debt. Are you going to be the one to cut rates? And the first one that says, yeah, I'll cut them, no problem, is going to get the job. That's what I think. He's looking for that yes man.
Yeah, you want to be holding assets when that is. You don't want to be holding the fiat money because it's going to go to zero and be worthless. But your hard assets will appreciate value.
So yeah, Jack, for me, it's a strong hold right now.
Earlier, just to finish on that, I had switched from Misty Jack to Alti. So that was, and I held that. I took a loss on both of them when I got out of that. But, you know, hopefully can make it up in the options trade. So we'll see. What a sale says. Hello, CBD from Corpus Christi, Texas. Looking forward to an informative show. Markets done be crazy.
They have. They reacted. We expect that. And yeah, die-hard Bitcoiners, more die-hard than you and I, are calling for Moonvember, you know, where Bitcoin typically, it's 4-year cycle. The year after the halving, November, it goes crazy. We haven't seen that. I haven't seen an alt season. I've seen a couple of times this year, twice, I think, where alts have outpaced Bitcoin. You know, and it looks like it was possibly going into an alt season, but it wasn't. It was a fake out. But now, if you look at the alt season Bitcoin dominance, Bitcoin's back at 60. So it means it's a long way away from alt season. Typically, it's got to get below 50 for it to be heading towards alt season. But right now, Bitcoin dominance is sitting above 60 right now.
Yeah. That's Bitcoin. That's your crypto. Now, with the markets, though, to me, you know, a lot of this correction that's occurred the last couple weeks is due to this AI boom bubble that some people are talking about. And the more you hear that and the more people discuss it, you know, it's almost a self-fulfilling prophecy. It can be. So they're questioning, okay, all this money being spent on this AI, where's the return? You got to get, you know, you don't spend money without a hope of making it back. And where's your plan to make it? And, you know, some of the people were, you know, naked when the tide went out, I think. So there's a question on that. But if you're with good stocks, you know, and I said earlier, like NVIDIA, you're going to be safe. Google's, you know, you're going to be safe. The Microsofts, the, you know, Metas, I'm sure. Yeah, you're going to be okay. It's probably, well, it is a buying opportunity, but I think that's, to me, the reason the markets are in this flux is the questions surrounding this AI boom.
Yeah.
Some people call it a bubble. And again, as I said earlier, a lot of that hopefully will be addressed with NVIDIA's report today. You know, it's after, I think it's after hours after the markets close.
Yeah, normally. Yeah, that's when it comes out.
So let's hope for real positive news. And if it is, hopefully, and I think it will be, you should see the markets start to run up, at least hold, you know, at least not further.
Yeah.
Scotty Caswell says, I hope Bitcoin starts coming back. Be patient, but would like to see an uptick. Yeah. Keep hodling, Scotty. And if you have extra funds, don't be afraid to buy a few more sats and increase your bag, because you're going to win in the long run.
Yeah. I think next year is going to be a good year for Bitcoin. I'm going to ask you, do you think the 4-year cycle is still in play?
I don't know. I mean, I don't think we've seen a Bitcoin boom. Like, we haven't seen the
Blow off top.
No, a blow off top. So, and it's coming. It's just a question of when. So, you know, do I predict what price will be next year, 6 months from now? I don't really care. I just know in 3 years, 5 years, it's going to be a hell of a lot higher than it is today. And that's why I'm holding my strategy forever. You know, I'm not looking at ever selling that. And
yeah. And that's because he was ATMing the hell out of Stretch. He wants Stretch to be at $100 a share, and he's not going to let it go to 101. He wants to keep it that and pay a dividend to those that own the shares at 10% every month.
Listen,
over a year, 10% a year, but payable monthly.
Pension funds will love it. Government, like, Saylor's no dummy. And what he's created here, and the success and adoption of these products he's created, it's gone global now.
Yeah.
Like this, the latest one was for Europe. Well, it was double subscribed what he had projected.
Yeah, because the amount of interest to buy it.
Yeah. And guess what? He's buying Bitcoin with that. So, you know, keep up.
And he's planning on launching one in Asia very soon.
Oh, it'll be all over the planet. And there is a demand because they do see the writing on the wall. Hey, yeah. So,
yeah.
Simply matter hodl, boys. Rick Price, good evening, fellow Coopersthaiadventures from the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania.
Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Why is Pennsylvania a Commonwealth? Commonwealth tends to be British.
Probably
the
was
Commonwealth
at one time.
countries, Australia, New Zealand, Canada is a Commonwealth country. India is a Commonwealth country. How can you have a single state as a Commonwealth?
I don't know.
Does that mean Britain's people from England or other Commonwealth countries can go there and live there visa free?
No.
Well, that's what Commonwealth means.
Okay, let's leave that.
It's always confused me why Pennsylvania has always been called the Commonwealth.
Well, that's where Scott and Marites are from, as well as Rick Price.
Yeah.
Pennsylvania.
Do you know, Brooke?
Do I know what?
Why Pennsylvania is called a Commonwealth?
I couldn't give a rat's ass. Rick Price, nice uptick in Misty today, about 7%. Well,
It was at the high, yeah,
Yeah.
and then it came down, but it finished up at 4.8% up. And MicroStrategy was 4.4, so it outpaced the underlying stock.
Yeah,
I
so it
like that when that
continues, yep.
happens. Slow and steady wins the
Kenny
race.
Beck says, good evening, broke Bitcoiners. I'm panicking over here. I'm panic buying, that is.
Oh, he's sitting on some dry powder.
Yeah, he's sitting on his dry
Fantastic
powder
time.
and allocating it. Yeah.
Fantastic time to be sitting
It's a
on
good
dry powder.
buying opportunity.
Oh, yeah.
Rick Price, what is Misty this morning over there?
Just under $9. It was 8 something the
Okay.
last time I looked. And I can tell you right now what it is.
Aftermarket trading? Is
Yeah,
it?
I'll check the aftermarket trading.
I think
right
it was
now.
up a few cents aftermarket.
Come on, refresh. There we go. And Misty is at $8.15. So it's going down a bit. So it looks like Bitcoin is starting to go down a bit as well in after hours trading. Let's see, because I think Bitcoin closed at, what was it, 92.5 roughly? Yeah, it's down $400 Bitcoin. So less than 0.5%. Yeah.
Jeff Sigler, hello everyone. Hi,
Hello,
Jeff.
Jeff, and everybody on the live stream.
Aussie T, I met him. We met him at one of the meet and greets. Hello, team from the land of Australia. We seem to be refining our put option rolling skills lately. So he's into selling puts and rolling them down and out lately. Hang in there. Santa Claus rally's on its way.
End of year Christmas rally.
Typically
Wouldn't
that
that be
happens.
nice?
They call it a Santa Claus rally. So let's hope.
That would be very, very nice.
Captain Action says, hello, happy Tuesday, Wednesday.
Tuesday evening for him, Wednesday morning for us.
Henry from Tampa.
Yeah.
Thank you for being
Henry.
a channel member.
And thank you, everybody that's got the badge next to their name. Much appreciated. Helping support the channel for only $2 a month.
T Meyer 73 says, good evening from Scottsdale, Arizona. People, this is an early Thanksgiving gift. DCA, dollar cost average, every week into your favorite stocks. Stay the course on Bitcoin, Tesla, MicroStrategy, Misty, and by 2030, we can all chip in and buy a bar in Thailand.
I'd rather buy a barge. Turn it into a party boat.
Yeah, that's true.
We'll go fishing and drink some beers.
Yeah, that would be.
And I have our first shout out to give. And this one goes to Angel Romeo. I think that's a typo. I think that's Alpha Romeo. Thanks to Cooper and Brooke for all that you do. Thank you, Angel, for the coffee. Much appreciated. How did he do it? That QR code right there. Buy us a coffee, only $5. Much appreciated.
Nice.
And it did come up as Angel, just in case Alpha's watching. He did a typo.
Well, that could be a different Romero.
Or it could be a different Romero.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, thank you very much.
Captain Action, Henry from Tampa says, Cooper and Brooke are from the future. Thanks, agree. Wow. Yeah, no, I don't think we're from the future.
If I was from the future, I would have won the lottery 100 times already.
We're definitely from the past, though. We got a long history.
Yeah, we're from far in the past. 1969 for me.
Yes. Robert Pierpont says, Rick Price, 820, you need to open a broker account that shows after hours and overnight prices.
That's what mine does with IBKR.
Yeah, with the phones today, you can get all the, aftermarket, pre-market. Yeah, I don't know, a couple hours before and then probably an hour and a half, 2 hours after.
But it's going up and to the right, slow and steady. It was below $8, folks. It was in the 7s, and now it's in the 8s.
If they get
hold
this
tight, couple more weeks, could be in the 9s.
Texas Stock Exchange open, they're talking about 24-hour stock markets.
I would love
Which is what they theoretically should be. You should be able to buy and sell with the technology today 24/7. There's buyers and sellers. There you go.
And that's what Larry Fink is arguing for from BlackRock. That you have the crypto exchanges open 24/7, but the stock market's only open a certain amount of hours every day, and not open over the weekend. So they can't enjoy in the trading and buy the dips.
It'll come.
Yeah,
definitely come.
I think it's needed.
Rick Price, thank you, Roberto. Mark Romano, aloha from Kauai.
From Hawaii. Aloha, Mark.
Nice area. Expensive, though.
Mm.
Robert Pierpont, Rick Price. Webull is a good broker for showing 24-hour prices, and they require 0 in the account to have the account. I think that's a Canadian account, but I've heard mixed reviews on that. Some good, some bad.
Well, if you only want to follow the option, the out of hours trading,
yeah,
then it may be a good platform.
and I've done
to look
that.
at.
I've opened up,
Dummy
downloaded
accounts.
apps. No money went in, no
Yeah.
money's going out, obviously, but you do all their stats. So yeah, look for those. W Secrets to Success. Hi, gents. It's criminal that YieldMax has filed for 12 ETFs to do reverse splits this past Friday. None of them are below $1. Pure greed. I think it was maybe the writing on the wall, and it's a preemptive action is why they did it early. So, you don't necessarily want to be sitting it because you get a lot of negative PR as that stock price gets closer to $1. People are panicking, say. So now, obviously, they've eliminated that. So I understand why they did it. Is it a good thing? I don't think so. Ronald Reichert, good morning, CBD from Daytona Beach, Florida.
Good morning, Ronald. Thank you, and welcome to the live stream.
WC Secrets to Success reverse splits are never good. Correctamundo.
Do you know any reverse splits that have made it through the course of time that it was an actual positive for the company?
Oh yeah. They
so it does happen.
It does happen. Like you got to look to management.
Okay.
Obviously, if you've got maybe there's a management change, with that reverse split, and then they can maybe make things run. You know what I mean? It's really management. That's who's got them. Bad management got them into that predicament. Hopefully, good management gets them out. They don't make any changes. Well, what's going to change? That's my thinking. So, Rick Price, I guess they're doing a reverse split to avoid showing a price that is only single dollars. Yeah. Or even just pennies, correct. It makes it appear less of a penny ETF, correct. It affects buyers and sellers psychologically. Yep.
It does, but not financially. Because if you would have sold it today at $5, you're going to get $5 a share. Now they're going to, for every 10 shares you got, they'll give you 1 share. And that at $50. So you're not losing or gaining any money whatsoever by the reverse split. It just, I think it is largely the psychological aspect of it.
Yeah, and they have to start winning on more trades than they lose on. Bottom line. So things, yeah.
So what was OT's last payment? 7 cents?
The last one I got was a little over 8, I believe. I don't know what it's going to be. The last one I didn't get. This one, what announces today, or
the one that was just announced yesterday?
No, I didn't follow that.
I think it was 7 cents.
Okay,
but with the reverse
still healthy.
Split, you should get theoretically 70 cents.
Correct.
Yeah, for the same amount.
And you will, if that's what the announcement is.
Yeah.
Mark Romano, I bought back in on MicroStrategy yesterday because it finally moved.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there you go.
And the MNAV's gone up.
I think it is a good buy.
That's what we need. We need that NAV premium to go up, the premium to Bitcoin. And I'm looking by end of year, especially if they get in the S&P 500, that NAV premium to be back to 1.5.
Well, I personally think strategy and Tesla are screaming buys. My biggest bag is strategy.
Yes,
and I had the trade put in. I was buying more strategy at like 225 or 230, thinking, shit, that's cheap as shit. And then I realized, God damn, I want to build my Tesla bag. So I kind of exited that and bought a little more Tesla at, twice the price, but still, yeah. Otherwise, yeah, I think it is screaming buy. W Secrets, there wasn't a single reason why they're doing this, in my opinion, but greed. Well, I don't think they make any more money or any less by doing a reverse split.
No,
they keep
the same.
Yeah, they keep the shares eligible in the markets, and none of the 12 ETFs are below $1, correct? But they're still doing this. Yeah, I think it's proactive. Let's call it. But Misty wasn't on the list of 12. Why? Well, Misty was trading at 8 and change.
Yeah,
And obviously, I think the reason that, because I thought of that question,
Yeah, me
interesting,
too.
why not? I think the powers to be in YieldMax think as I do. Christ, strategy's cheap now. Shit, it's got one way to go, and that's up. Whether it's today, tomorrow, 3 months, it's going up. And I do believe that, and it'll pull Misty with it. So I don't think they were too concerned about Misty getting down to those prices where they'd have to do it, the splits reverse. So I think that's why.
Yeah, I think so too. I think they see that strategy is going to be going up. They may be on board with Canada and Switzerland thinking, hey, a lot of big companies are now starting to buy into MicroStrategy. And if you look on the Forex exchange, it shows a strong buy signal for MicroStrategy right now.
Yeah.
So
like I've been asked, should I sell my Misty? And what I say is, listen, if do you need to? Where are you going to allocate the money? Do you think strategy's going up or further down, or So I mean, every situation is different. But if I was holding my Misty, I'd probably say you maybe just want to keep it. It's so low now. I mean, if you sell, you're losing a bundle typically.
Yeah.
Even after you figure in your dividends, you're still getting paid. And you still will get paid. So maybe you do want to hang in for the long run and, see it go back up with strategy. So that might be the idea.
Yeah.
But everyone's different. You make your own decision, do your own research, guys, and make your own call. Mark Romano, Coop, I have my Misty still.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm not getting rid of it. I think
Same
there's
as Coop.
potential, bullish potential for upside right now in Bitcoin, MicroStrategy, and Misty. If you believe in one of the three, you have to believe in all.
Yeah, the only reason I got out of my Misty is after a while I realized, holy shit, my biggest bag holding is MicroStrategy. Well, Misty's based solely on strategy, but you put those two bags together, and I got too much concentration in one stock. So I wanted to diversify. So I flipped that Misty into Alti, thinking, oh yeah, 30 stocks, way more diversified. And that was okay for a while, but then I saw some of the stocks really jumping that they held. Well, why isn't the share price going up with that? And then you realize, oh yeah, it's capped. That's why. And not capped on the downside, but capped on the wins. So that's not for me, it wasn't a good thing. I think I could do better on my own.
Well, I'm going to make a prediction right here, right now.
Okay.
I'm going to put my money where my mouth is here, with $0 on the line, of course. Not between friends. We don't bet. I'm saying by July next year, Mr. Brock Schnitters is going to be kicking himself in the ass that he didn't hang on to Misty.
Well, I won't be
Bookmark
kicking
this
my ass
video.
because I'll have a lot of strategy.
Bookmark this video of right now, Misty sitting at $8.20, and see what it is in June, July next year.
I hope you're right. I really do.
I think you're going to miss a very good opportunity for a double, triple return.
Well, where would strategy be if that happened?
I'm thinking strategies are definitely in the S&P 500 by then.
Yes.
I'm thinking that they're getting $1 billion a week from Stretch alone.
Okay.
I'm thinking that they launch in Asia. I'm thinking that they're getting an extra $2 billion a year from being in the S&P 500. And I'm guessing Bitcoin somewhere between 150 and 200,000.
So strategy should do well.
I think we could be in for another 10 to 1 split again.
Yeah, I wouldn't argue with that.
Within the next 7-8 months.
Good. Okay.
So
moving on.
I could see Misty being well over 20.
That'd be nice.
Well over.
Angus Lang says, I've got both Misty and Winter. Love it. So that's kind of Winter's like the bear case for these YieldMax, and Misty's the positive. So he's kind of offset them. So diversified, you might say. If one goes up, the other probably goes down a bit, and vice versa. So
yeah.
And you're getting paid on both every probably week. Robert Pierpont, the robo-taxis won't be some great thing because the market will have too many of them driving down the price of rides, thus the profit they make. Ooh, I do not agree with that.
Wouldn't you like to buy a Tesla, get it to drop you off at work, and then go out and earn more money than what you're getting salary from your employer? You'd be doubling your income per month.
Robert, the robo-taxis will be a great thing.
Mm.
They will force the cost of rides
Mm.
in a lot of the countries down dramatically, make it more affordable. I can see people saying foregoing buying a vehicle because these robo-taxis will be so cheap, to take. It's like the Bolt here in Thailand. It's so cheap. Why would you want to own a vehicle here?
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see. Obviously, there's a difference of opinions here.
See what happens. Future has not been written yet.
As far as the profit they'll make, Robert, their fixed costs, are set. So every extra mile they run in a robo-taxi, they figure they can get it down to 20 cents a mile as what they could charge and make money. So, oh boy.
And it's still cheaper in Thailand.
Yeah.
than
Professor
20 cents a mile.
Wolfenbarker. That looks like the skipper.
It is. the skipper.
Hi, guys. It is the skipper. Say, could you give this dummy a quick lesson on calculating YieldMax dividends? Thanks. Look forward to Anchors Away next month. All right, I'll take that.
Go ahead.
What I typically do, Skipper, is I'll say, fine, we're paying weekly. I got a $10 stock. It's paying me, 10 cents a week. Well, 10 cents a week's $5.20 a year on a $10 stock. So to me, that's a 52% return.
Correct.
So I kind of measured that. Then I would say, how long does it take me to get my money back?
2
A little
years.
under 2 years. Okay, not much. And that's basically the calculations. So now if you said, well, the $10 stock is now dropped to 5 cents a share, per week, you're 250 on the year. So you're at 25% return. So you need about 4 years to get your money back. But if you compare that to, say, the S&P passive investing, which a lot of people like, I think it's averaged 14% over the last umpteen years, 10, 20, whatever it is. So that's kind of like your benchmark. You try, as James Invest Answers, who I follow religiously, says, if you ain't making 14, you're treading water. You know what I mean? If you're making less, you're going behind the 8 ball. So that's kind of a benchmark that I would look at on these returns, YieldMax or whoever it is. What are they paying in relation to a passive fund like that? So yeah,
I agree 1,000%.
good. We'll look forward to seeing you, Skipper, when you're back. Anchors Away, he said. So I think he's heading back over. Rick Price, my Misty has also been on Mounjaro weight loss drug. As Thanksgiving fattening approaches, perhaps we'll also gain some weight. Okay.
Yeah, I'll be gaining weight. I already got the turkey in the freezer.
Oh, good for you.
Ready for next week, Thanksgiving.
Well, hopefully I'll get an invitation.
Maybe.
Talk about inviting yourself to a friend's meal. Mr. Nutt with his Texas humor. Good morning, CBD and fellow YouTubers. I'm still able to live off the dividends, so I won't complain. Well, maybe I can just a little bit. Yeah,
I am. I bought double what I needed.
Yeah.
You thought I was crazy at first. Why did you buy
I
so
did
much?
not. I suggested you do that. I've told people to do that as double. Oh, you talk about revisionist history.
Bullshit.
You're
You got
famous for
selective
that.
memory you have. And I said to him, what if Misty goes down to 50 cents a share? Ain't never going to happen. That's what you said to me. Ain't never going to happen. At the time, it was paying $2. When I bought my Misty, it was paying above $2 a share, which was great. But I was preparing for the worst. I said, we're going to have a bear market of some sort. I got to prepare for it. Whether it's a short bear market and only lasts 3 to 6 months, I don't know. But there's going to be a downtrend. There's always the overbuy and then there's always the oversell. So I wanted to be prepared. I bought double. So my head is still above water. I'm okay. I'm doing good, providing it stays above that 50 cents per share.
Things don't run up and to the right forever. So
Come
they're
on.
always, and corrections are healthy for the market. It kind of gets the paper hands out of things maybe shouldn't be in. And it gives others with dry powder opportunity to get attractive assets. So I always mention about these gray swan and black swan events where the good goes down with the bad. So if you've done your research, you got your to-do list, your watch list, get in on the good ones at these low prices. So, and that's occurring. So,
yeah.
Secrets to success. I sold pre-market today all my YieldMax ETF shares on the list of 12 with Coney 2500, Tesla 13, Ulti 2. I still have Misty, NVIDIA, and a few more YieldMax positions, but we'll keep an eye on the SEC. All right. Well, Misty, you're based on strategy. NVIDIA is obviously NVIDIA.
Two good plays.
Two good plays. Yeah. That Tesla, I wouldn't have done. If anything, I think it's a buy going forward. So as I do with, believe it or not, the Misty with the strategy.
Was Tesla on the list of 12?
Yes.
It was? Okay.
Yeah. Now I don't know if that was 10 for 1 or I think 5 for 1, maybe. Yeah, might have been a 5.
Okay.
So some were 5, some were 10, reverse splits on them. And the reason I say those, guys, for people looking for that, I can see those underlying, meaning strategy, NVIDIA, and Tesla going up and to the right slowly. I don't think strategy might jump if Bitcoin runs. But the other two, for sure, I think it'll be slow and steady up to the right. So, which means their payments will be secure, probably go up over time, as will the share price. Wolf, I still have a little over 4,300 shares of Misty, and today was a nice change from just down, continually down. Yes, it was.
I'd like to see the week finish that. This continuous, this uptrend. Today is the day they're going to announce the dividend payment for Misty. I'm thinking 15 to 16 cents. I think they're going to pay roughly what they paid last week, 16. You times that by 4, that's 64 cents.
Yeah.
It's over the magic 50-cent figure that I have in my head of what I need to keep my head above water, on that stock. So, yeah, I think holding it for now is a good thing. I think it's got a lot of potential for the upside, providing MicroStrategy does it slow and steady like they did yesterday. That $8 up per share yesterday, fantastic.
You get them into the
S&P. It starts going $100 up in one day.
Yeah, that might be a stretch.
Then you're gonna,
you'll get shut out of a lot of gains.
Exactly.
You'll still make money,
and you'll be complaining. Hey, MicroStrategy went up $100
what happened
today.
Why didn't Misty jump?
Misty stayed flat. What the hell?
What's going on?
Exactly. What are they doing? Are they ripping us off? And it's going to cause chaos in the stock, I think.
We're only a month away from the S&P announcing the inclusions of the new stocks.
3 weeks.
3 weeks. There you go. So strategy gets in. There's an impetus for the stock. So that'll push Misty as well.
Yeah.
So I think
Grok says it's a very high chance.
Well, yeah, I do believe that.
Yeah.
So hodl. Robert Pierpont, the AI bubble is nonsense right now. An AI bubble certainly is coming, but it's not here yet. We are a year or so out from the true AI bubble. I think there's truth in what Robert's saying. However, there's segments like some of these, Jesus, what the hell? Some of these computer AI, yeah, they were Rigetti was one, I think. They went through the moon. So now they're pulling back dramatically. So those might have been a partial bubble. W. Secrets, today wasn't a good day for YieldMax, in my opinion. I'm looking for other dividend ETFs going forward. There's all kinds out there. So yeah, it just takes research into them. Before I got into this, I looked at JEPI and JEPQ. And they were, I think, JP Morgan issuance. Now they were a lot less payments, I think around 9-10%, but had a basket of stocks. So there's two. But there's whack out there. W. Secrets, USA stocks and ETFs normally do reverse splits when share price is less than $1, correct? What YieldMax is doing now, just greed, in my opinion. I don't know how the YieldMax don't make any more money by reverse splitting stocks.
Yeah, where do you think the greed's coming from? Let us
Yeah,
know,
I don't
W,
know.
in the comments. We're not following on that side because there's no plus or minus for the shareholder. You're still getting the same amount, but it does have that psychological effect. Yeah, oh, the company's going to tank, and they're doing this because they know it's going to go down even further. Who knows? That's what the fear is in a lot of shareholders that would own Ulti and some of the 11 others that did the reverse split. Thankfully, Misty wasn't in there. When Rod came out with the video, I was watching it and I was like, oh God, that's 12 of them. Are they going to do a reverse split on Misty? And I was watching them go down the list and Misty wasn't there. And I was like, thank God for that. So they still believe Misty's got a lot of potential going forward, is what my consensus is.
Yep. Blakester Drums, evening gang. This is Tesla's second reverse split.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah. Second one.
And they said after the first one, they'll never do that again. There they did. But Blakester, I do think that Tesla will outperform probably the majority of the YieldMax. So I wouldn't be afraid. Stay away from YieldMax. People have been, disenchanted with it now, but what are your alternatives? So I'm sure there's some
who out there is paying this high. Between 20 and 50% returns per year.
Yeah.
On your money.
I think if you're in the right products that they offer with the right underlyings backing it, it'd be okay. And we've mentioned a few: NVIDIA, NVDY, Misty,
Plady.
Plady could be one. Tesla, I think, is one. So other ones say I'm
not too sure on. Yeah.
Robert Pierpont, Coop, the whales are manipulating crypto. I agree. The whales manipulate the whole market regardless of regulations. I don't know. We'll see. Example, just look at the dark pools, which are used for nefarious reasons. Dark pools, what is that? The dark web, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah. The whales can manipulate it for now because there's no regulation. Once the Clarity Act goes in, I think that's going to fix a lot of the problems. Not all, but I think it's going to fix a lot of them. And I think that's what investors are waiting for that to go into effect before they jump on board. And I think that's where a lot of these sovereign wealth funds, particular Abu Dhabi, bought a shitload of MicroStrategy again.
Good.
Yeah, Abu Dhabi's been buying MicroStrategies like there's no tomorrow. Saudi's been buying IBIT. Abu Dhabi has been buying MicroStrategy. So I think the writing's on the wall and a lot of upside is coming our way.
W. Secrets goes on to say, I'm thankful my brother-in-law was keeping an eye on the SEC filings by YieldMax and sent the report to me early this morning. I jumped out of bed, sold all my positions before they release it to the public. That's called insider information.
It is. Give me some.
Well done, W. Bill T. Out of all the YieldMax ETFs, too much NAV erosion with too little upside when the underlying does go up. Right now isn't a good time to be 2x ETFs, 2x leveraged ETFs either.
It all depends on how quickly it goes up. If it goes up and, a bubble, like we like to call it, blow off top, then yeah, they're not going to capture a lot of it. But if it's going up steady and to the right, and it doesn't exceed the expectation of the underlying, then I think there's a good chance that the YieldMax ETFs can recover.
Yeah. Listen, like anything in life, not everything's a winner. You know what I mean? You just hope you have more winners than losers. So, there's some YieldMax, plays I think will be real good. With a consistent return to you. Meaning, what do I mean? I mean, you're going to get a return. It's probably going to stay the same or go up, and your share price will go up because the underlying is running at a smooth pace upward. And I'm sure there's some that they won't be able to do that. Now, having said all that, that does have the assumption that, the management trades are decent. If you got idiots running it, then yeah, that can be trouble. So to me, I have more faith in what I can trade. So, oh well. Rick Price, 3 strong candidates for future S&P inclusion are Snowflake, the Trade Desk, correct, and Uber. Uber, I'd stay away from it.
Yeah, I think Uber is going to be on a
Tesla will
big
kill 'em.
downtrend.
Yeah.
I think Tesla is going to blow them out the water.
Yeah.
You know, they're in Texas, they're in California, they're in Arizona now, and it's just going to spread from there.
Well, Coop did that Grok search, and it came up with SoFi Technology, who I do, have on the list, follow. I could see them getting in.
Yeah.
Definitely a strategy. And the Trade Desk, that one I'm a little bit iffy on.
They said ScanDisk, MicroStrategy, and SoFi Technologies. That was Grok's reply to me this morning. There you go. I'll try and put that there so you guys can see. Yeah, that's what it's looking like right now, those 3. And ScanDisk is number 3 with MicroStrategy sitting there clearly at number 2. It's favorites to join. And why? I told it to do a deep search, and it came back with where they would fit in at the once they get incepted into the S&P 500, and strategy would be in the top 200 of the S&P 500.
All righty. And Rick goes on to say, based on current eligibility and market trends, he'd estimate. Okay. Probabilities of inclusion, Snowflake 70%. Don't know about that. Trade Desk 60. Don't know about that. Uber 50. Totally don't think that'll get in.
Okay. And where do you see MicroStrategy in there? What probability? Give us a percent.
Mention it.
Give us a percent there, Rich.
But it's opinions. That's okay. Everyone's got them. Rick Price, this is from Copilot, not Grok.
Okay.
Well,
another AI out there.
I wonder who's got the better AI engine. Apparently Grok does. Rick Price. So AIs have each have their different responses. I'm holding on to my Misty. Well, good. Good for you.
I'm holding on to mine too, for dear life.
Hi, Jen. 68 degrees Fahrenheit in the Villages. 1, 2, 3. It's Mr. JD. Yeah, we know where that is. Brooke, we now have 60 golf courses in the Villages. Oh, I misspoke last time. Thought it was like 20 or 30. Agree on Bitcoin on sale. I bought more at 99 and 94. Well done. Yeah. Slow and steady. I know Romeo's buying constantly on the dips. Good. Rick Price, every big U.S. holiday like Thanksgiving long weekend makes people happy and makes the U.S. stock market go up. Well, let's hope that's true.
Need it.
Yeah.
Definitely need it.
Maybe it's a turkey and cranberry. Ooh, I get hungry thinking of it. If you could use crypto as collateral for a loan or mortgage, and guys, that's around the corner. I think that's coming. Then what happens if Bitcoin drops 50% or even more? Do you get margin called on your loan? Probably by the time you see crypto as collateral. And honestly, it'll strictly be Bitcoin initially, possibly Solana, and maybe Ethereum, but that's it. You're not going to get a loan on XRP or, any of these shit coins.
Yeah.
What happens on a margin call on your loan? Well, you come up with either more collateral or they sell you out. So you never want to, at that time, though, it's probably going to be less volatile, the assets that they're lending on. And it might only be, okay, you own 100,000 worth of Bitcoin, we'll lend you 30.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not going to be 50, 60, 70, 80% now. Not initially, maybe in 10 years it might, but no, we'll see. And actually, some places are doing loans now.
Yeah.
And Throckmorton, there's Annie. Hi, everyone. I watched a couple of YouTube videos yesterday about good news for regular seniors, not high net worth, come U.S. tax time due to big, beautiful bill changes. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Go ahead, Mr. Schneider.
I ain't American. What the hell do I know about the big, beautiful bill? I know it's spent a lot of money. Annie, that sounds like it's a tax question, tax time. So I don't really have information on that. I don't know. You'll get a good
I don't know a lot about it right now.
No, I don't either. But anyways, just as a rule of thumb, Annie, I would seek advice from a qualified CPA, I believe they're called in the US, where in Canada they're CAs, chartered accountant or chartered in the States, whatever.
I know the government's planning on giving U.S. citizens a stimulus check of $2,000 from their tariff revenue that they've been getting, minimum $2,000, and I'm looking forward to that. Yes, please.
Yeah, so that's all I can say about that, Annie. Yeah, seek some qualified advice. I think certified financial accountants in the States, or whatever their names are. And typically, guys, what I've found in life, I did used to work for Revenue Canada. You're better with a bigger firm than a mom and pop. Bigger firm has more access to, different segments of the tax act. And what I mean, they have specialists in each area. A mom and pop can't follow it, even in Canada, I'm sure in the States. So, yeah. Rick Price, Tom Lee said again, this Bitcoin at a minimum of 150K by end of year.
It would be nice. I can see the catalyst to get there. The Clarity Act passes. MicroStrategy gets accepted into S&P 500. That'll get Wall Street excited into crypto because it's now been accepted mainstream with MicroStrategy being in there. And I asked Grok the same question. What's its forecast based on today's events to end a year? And it put Bitcoin at a price of 157 by year end.
Well, that would be.
So it seems to be lining up 150. But a lot of people out there, including Saylor, Tommy Lee, myself, Invest Answers, are thinking that the Bitcoin bull run is not going to end in December. It's going to go on for at least the first to second quarter next year. I think there's a lot of excitement ahead of Powell coming out of office and a new Fed chair coming in and lowering rates. If that happens, and they're going to be doing it steadily, say they do 0.5%, 50 basis points each time, 3 times next year, that could put Bitcoin up to 200,000 plus next year and a blow off top.
Here's what I consider the problem with like Tommy. And honestly, I used to respect and still do. And sought out his videos because I thought this guy's sharp. And then he went out on a rant about Ethereum. It's going to be this and that. He turned out to be a major investor and president of it. Well, now he's got the boot and he's his chairman, apparently. ETH is going to overtake Bitcoin. He's going to be this. He's going to be that. So he was touting his own bag is all it is. And one of the problem with these, what I call talking heads, and Tommy now has become in that group, in my opinion. They put out these projections. I think if you go back, Tommy, 250 by the end of the year.
200, he said.
200. Okay, well, there you go. And some people, I better buy, thinking it's going, like, heavens to Betsy, you got to kind of do your own and we'll see. I mean, maybe Tommy's right. I hope he is at 150. But if people go make their decisions on a guy like Tommy Lee, keep in mind a lot of these guys are selling their own bags and hoping it helps them out.
Well, my minimum right now, I have to change my forecast, would be 130 by end of year. My maximum by end of year is 200. But I think the likelihood of 150 is pretty good.
Well, as James Invest Answers says, listen, there's always reversion to the mean. And an interesting stat, gold, I think it's 23 ounces of gold now per Bitcoin.
And it was over 30.
It was up to 40, which is, I think, is the average. So when you revert to the mean, either the gold price is going to come down or Bitcoin price is going to go up in relation to the gold ounces per Bitcoin. You know what I mean? And we'll see. Interesting. Robert Pierpont, IBM is one of the safe AI and quantum plays. Yeah, he's got a point. Probably not one that will 10x your money, correct, in a short time frame, like some of the other smaller AI companies could, but it's a safe long-term play in that industry. Robert's bang on with that. You know, there is safe plays that are in it. Now, are they going to do a 5 or 10x? Maybe not. Probably not. And these fly by night, I call them, no name, where'd they come from? Where, you know, they can do a 10, 20, 30x, some of these companies. And people maybe see that. And unfortunately, they get in after the 10, 20, or 30x is done, and then they regret it. So,
Yeah.
No, Robert, you're right. Slow and steady on the IBM. Rick Price, it's like the Commonwealth of Cooperville. Bingo.
Everybody's welcome in Coopersville. Don't care where you're from.
Robert Pierpont, Kentucky is also a Commonwealth.
Is
Yeah.
it? Didn't know that. Okay, thank you, Robert.
Way back in the day. Rick Price, Booking Holdings, formerly Priceline, Laboratory Corporation of America, LabCorp, and Citigroup. These examples show that reverse splits aren't always a death sentence. Well, good.
Well, there you go. I like that.
Well
feedback.
done for doing that research for us, Rick.
Yeah, thank you, Rich.
Yeah.
It shows that, you know, reverse splits aren't always as bad as you think they could be.
Citigroup has done very well.
Yes, they have. Yeah, I do know Citigroup. And
The other two I'm not familiar with.
yeah, back to Robert for Kentucky is also a Commonwealth. Does that mean the Commonwealth states in the USA? King Charles is their king?
Couldn't give a rat's ass about that.
Do they have special treatment for those from Commonwealth countries to allow them to come in? I don't know. I'd love to know. I can never get a straight answer.
I couldn't care less. JJJ says, good morning, guys. BYC needs to pop. Daddy needs some toys for Xmas. BYC. Maybe
BYC.
BTC he meant. Bitcoin. Daddy needs some toys for Christmas. Yes.
I've already started buying my toys for
Really?
Christmas. Yes, I have. I went out and bought a PlayStation Portable. And it's like this big. Love
You
it.
and your stuff.
I love it.
You'll get to a point at my age. Yeah, I probably have had enough stuff for. Yeah, we don't need any more stuff.
So whatever games I have on my PS5, I can now play on there anywhere in the world.
Well done, Junior.
Including on the cruise ship.
Wow.
Airports,
Okay,
3 hours before the flight. Bored out of my brain. And he says Bitcoin.
Yeah, it was Bitcoin
got
after all. Laughing out loud. Wolf says, also, if you're writing options on the ETFs, it is easier to gamble $1 on a $40 ETF than $1 on a $4 ETF. Yeah, he's right on that.
That makes sense. Yeah.
W Secret says, gents, here my biggest problem with the reverse splits, they lose the institutional money when they pull this mess, which affects the position long term. Reverse splits should be done less than $1, like when the shares are down that far. Yeah. Okay.
Mixed feelings on that.
Yeah. No, the institutional money funds lose confidence, which harm the position long term. Well, they'll get it back if it starts to run.
Yeah.
Michael Avila, sorry for spelling. Tired. Okay. Robert says, I get what you're saying about the robo-taxis. You believe more competition, lower price per ride. So you're counting on volume to make up for the cheaper rates on rides.
Exactly.
I think Tesla will introduce these. They'll have no shortage of vehicles. I think they're starting with 2,000 robos in Austin, and I believe 2,000 in San Francisco. Is it Phoenix? One of the two.
Yeah.
And Waymo, they're lucky if they have 2,000 in their whole fleet. So I wouldn't want to be a shareholder in Waymo. I think actually, I don't know if you can own shares. I think it's backed by Alphabet maybe or Amazon, one of the two. But
don't know.
No, they're losing money. Ricardo, I see LT payment this week is 0.0642.
Okay, so yeah, it was released yesterday. I didn't look.
Yeah.
But there you go, 6 cents.
6.42. That makes a difference. Yeah.
6 cents. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if it's going to do a 10-for-1 split, you
64.
should be looking at 64 cents per week on your 10 shares, which are now 1 share going forward.
Mark Schaefer, to me, the big Alti news relevant to its performance is not the split, it's the new stock holdings. Okay, so yeah, bingo, there we go.
They're swapping 3 out.
NVIDIA, Meta, and Costco, and sold out of some big losers. That is what is encouraging to me. So maybe, yeah, management has said, hey, we've seen the writing on the wall. We think this is a little safer play, which should, believe it or not, guys, and Mark, that should steady their payment flow. They're into a lot less volatile stocks with a better history, I think, of up and to the right chances. And yeah, time will tell. So
yeah,
good on them.
Yeah, because you don't want the worst stocks to outperform the best stocks. And I can see that's why they're taking 3 out and putting 3 in. And Nvidia, very good play. Meta, I think, is a good play. And Costco, I would say, is a safe play.
Yeah, they're undervalued, I think.
So I think Costco would be their safe play to average it out so that the winners stay on top and get rid of some of the losers that are bringing the price down.
Yeah, when I got out of Alti and took my hit, they had none of those stocks in there. They were all the high volatile ones. And yeah,
I still have my Alti. I haven't sold it.
It's a small position, I think.
Very small, yeah.
Professor Wolfenbarker says, hi again from Koh Samui. I just wanted to clarify my Anchors Away comment referred to the upcoming NCL cruise. Okay, so he is in Thailand. I'm hoping for good luck at the casino, as Cooper does every time.
Yeah, we're going on an NCL cruise next month on the 20th from Singapore. Which one are you doing there, Skipper?
Coop, what's Duke doing these days? Canada Goose on the Loose says they couldn't even make money on CRSH, which is the inverse of their Tesla, despite Tesla whipping around for the past few months. Okay. I mean, everybody and their brothers got some sort of, fund out paying weekly or monthly now. It's amazing. Vegas Chris bought Misty at 20, sold at 14, bought back in under 9. There you go. Hope to catch a run up, make up my loss, and help my taxes. Sold all my Alti last week. So did I, and never again. Still holding my Tesla as my only 2 YieldMaxes. He thinks like me. That's yeah.
Now, I bought a very, very small bag of Alti. I only bought 100 shares just to see what happened. What did I pay for those 100 shares? It was $6.04 per share is when I bought in at. So, okay, if I was to sell it today or when the stock split happens and it goes to 10 shares, I would have lost 20%, basically, is what I'm thinking.
You probably picked up 30 cents a month. As long as you hold it, that's like 7.5 cents on average. So you've held it for 5 months, $1.50. It's about what you paid.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
not so bad, but
I did. I was going to buy more, and then I was like, I'm not too sure. I'm still liking Misty, and I want to build my Misty, my MicroStrategy bag even further, and I did. I because I was, as MicroStrategy was going from $400 down to $200. I was dripping back into MicroStrategy, which was the whole point of buying the Misty. The extra I earned, throw it back into micro.
Mark Romano, the dark pool is how you see what institutions are buying off of Wall Street. Okay. Thanks for that. There's Daryl Finley with his Bitcoin signs. Thank you, Daryl. Must admit to being frustrated in all the sideways actions regarding the Bitcoin price. Don't worry. Don't fret, Daryl. Hang in there and hodl. What is our banana zone? Each month, I hear this month will be the month prices spike up. Then it does not happen. You got to kind of play the long game with Bitcoin, guys. It's something like if you need money, don't ever sell your Bitcoin, sell a kidney. So just buy and hold, and you will appreciate it a year, 2, 3, 5 down the road.
For Bitcoin and MicroStrategy, you really want to be looking at a 4-year time frame.
I would think so.
Yeah. Anybody that's bought Bitcoin, don't matter when you bought it, and it's 15 years since inception, nobody has ever lost money that held it for 4 years.
Correct.
Ever. And that's a true fact.
Meaning in that 4-year cycle, that's always hit a new all-time high.
Yes.
And when you hit an all-time high, it doesn't matter when you bought, you made money.
Yeah.
It's an all-time high. So Just hang in there, Daryl. Don't fret.
Yeah.
If you got dry powder, buy on the dips. Abundant mango. Yes, MicroStrategy has to go up slow for Misty to benefit the most because they make their money on covered calls. Correctamundo.
That and the synthetics. So, but the synthetics will only capture a certain percentage of the upside. They are capped.
Well, no, the synthetics will capture all the upside. It's the covered calls that are capped
Against the synthetics.
Yeah, which
Yes.
they need to sell the calls. But if they sell the, the call at 220 and micro goes to 240, good luck. You didn't make that other $20.
No.
You made it up to 220. And good on them. But
yeah.
Hey, Robert Pierpont, you guys really need to look into dark pools. Has nothing to do with the dark web. Okay, good to clarify that. It's where market makers route large buys of shares through so the buys do not affect the share price. Interesting.
So sort of like with Bitcoin, where they're doing it OTC.
Yeah.
The OTC desk. That's where Sailor and IBIT and Fidelity and ARC all go to buy their Bitcoin. They don't do it on the exchange. They buy it through the OTC.
I think Buffett bought a whack of Alphabet.
Mm-hmm.
And you didn't really see. I wonder where he bought that because you didn't see him on the markets buying. Maybe it's through this dark pool. Biggest Chris, still DCAing. Okay. And IBIT, good. That's your Bitcoin play. Strategy, good. And Tesla. Okay. Wish me luck as I only got 6 months till moving to Thailand. I would hate to have a sign at Coops, will pool boy for food. Nah, Chris, you're going to love it here. And you will get here and realize how affordable it is to live. I told Alfa Romeo the other day, I says, look, you got more than enough money to retire. And when you get here, you'll realize, shit, I should have retired sooner. You'll never spend all your money. Chris, you can live here so affordably cheap, where I would have been, getting by in the West, even today, getting by. Am I getting ahead financially? Probably not.
No.
Maybe you ain't falling behind too much, but here it's so cheap you can get ahead on both situations. Better quality of life and even grow your portfolios, and you have a better, happier time. Weather's ideal, food's great.
But as Robert says, if Bitcoin goes up steadily, MicroStrategy goes up steadily, Misty goes up steadily, you can see in 6 months' time, Misty paying 30 to 50 cents a share per week.
Yeah,
if it happens.
that would be nice. Let's hope so.
Not saying it will, but I think there's a good chance. It's 50-50 odds.
Here's a blast from the past.
Malcolm,
our good buddy. Good day, boys, from the Republic of Brunei Island.
he's back in the land of Oz.
Yeah, he is. He's loving it.
And hello, Malcolm, and welcome to the live stream.
I think Katea finally was building a snowman the other day.
Really?
At least she was making some snowballs. Okay, let's say that. But and I've seen pictures. Malcolm's been on his Harley driving around and enjoying that with his leathers on. So I think he's there for another couple months. So good on him.
Yeah.
I wasn't able to make it to Tassie this trip. The family was only on a short one, so I'll be seeing them. Mark Romano, play Misty for me. That's a song, Play Misty.
Yeah, exactly.
Good. Rick Price, Brunei Island, which is a real place in Tasmania, correct. But it is not a republic. I know he's joking. It is part of Australia. Yeah, we know that, Rick.
Somebody's been caught out.
So does Malcolm. Michael Avila, stock market is going to go crazy. Epstein files are out. Yeah. This Larry Summers, he got canned pretty good with that release. Yeah, I remember that guy. I never did like him.
Yeah.
Nobody likes him now. Sub-Z, hello, Wednesday Finance Matters. Yes.
And welcome to the live stream, Sub-Z.
Sub-Z says, seasonal trends. November, December can be a strong period for stocks, and current market corrections might be setting up for a positive dynamic for the seasonal strength. Let's hope so.
Yeah.
Mike Avila, the secret to doubling your money is folding it in half and put it in your pocket. That will work, Michael.
And I'll give you another piece of advice. If you ever go to a casino, there's one machine that always pays, you never lose. The ATM.
The ATM, correct. Richard Woolley, after the reverse split, most are saying it will only be a couple of years and then another reverse split. So as long as you got your money back within those 2 years, it's happy days.
Yeah. If you're going to get your money back in 2 years,
Play with the house money.
you're playing with the house money. You won. And if your stocks will pay you for the next 10 years, well, you got your money back 5 times. Is the way I think about it.
Coop, what's Duke doing these days?
He's on our live stream.
Positive price after their reverse splits means their fundamentals were good or changed, thus the growth. YieldMax hasn't changed its losing money strategy. So what do you think the outcome will be? Well, they have changed, Duke, because if they've switched with Alti to those NVIDIA, Meta, Google stocks, that's, to me, that's a way better investment.
That's the positive.
Yeah.
I like NVIDIA. I like Meta. Yeah. So I'm going to hold on to my Alti. I'm not going to sell them.
No, I think that's, with that change, it's, to me, a better idea.
I think so.
Yeah. When they had the high volatility stocks, as we said earlier, you were capped on your gains and some of them doubled.
Exactly.
And well, they didn't benefit. So no good. Biggest Chris, buy the rumor, sell the news at the end of the year. People who will sell for tax reasons, correct, amongst others. Bitcoin is still hovering at 100K. Hope I am wrong, but so he's thinking if there is a run up, maybe it is time to get out on some of his holdings. Hoping for a pump in the first quarter next year. Somebody's calling.
They can. It's the hospital. I got an appointment at 2:00. Okay. They're just calling to confirm it.
First quarter pump.
I'm saying second quarter pump. I think there's going to be a pump to the end of the year. I think first quarter next year is going to be stagnant, up and down, little volatility, 10-20% either way, up and down. But once Fed chairman goes out, Powell, and they get a new one in, and they start announcing, maybe he comes in on a week after he's been promoted to the Fed chair and says, right, we're planning on 3 cuts this year, which is not abnormal. No. Many Fed chairs have come in and said that, okay, we're looking at the year ahead, and it looks like we're going to be looking at 2 to 3 cuts, to stabilize the market, promote job growth. The job market's not looking too good, and everything else that they look at to evaluate whether they're going to do nothing, raise interest rates, or lower rates. If he comes in, or she, and says, right, looking at it, we need to stabilize this market. We're too debt heavy in the US, 38 trillion. We need to renegotiate that debt, get it down, get our debt paid off. We're looking at 2 to 3 rate cuts this year. I think that'll be the catalyst
for the market
quarter next year.
Let's hope so. Abundant Mango. Way More Robotaxi company is owned by Alphabet, aka Google. Correct. Yeah, that's good. Thanks. Wanderlust Asia, expect even more cheaper Bitcoin around the 70K mark. Some people are actually thinking that, calling for that.
Bears are calling for it. Yeah.
Marty Party, who I follow on James's, he's a sharp guy. And he's actually on X, Marty Party. So check him out. He's got some pretty good, he's not concerned about this drop at all. He says it's normal. And I've been through these before. And he uses a lot of technical analysis, the Fibonacci reverses, or whatever, 50% drawdowns from the peak. He says, we're just in one of the normal cycles. So, yeah. And he's expecting it to rebound. So bingo. Rick Price, in the U.S., Commonwealth is simply a historical term used by Pennsylvania, Kentucky, Massachusetts, and Virginia.
Yeah. And then he goes on to say,
it means their governments were founded to serve the common good of the people, but legally and politically, they function exactly the same way as any other state.
Yeah. So really, they don't have anything to do with the Commonwealth from the UK, from England. They just use it as a title.
It's interesting, just as a side note here, gone back and kind of watched a bit of the speeches that Margaret Thatcher made and President Ronald Reagan made.
Yeah, they were good.
You listen to
team.
them and you sure see a difference. Like they were more promoting smaller governments are better. A government is never able to be the best allocator of your money. You know what I mean? So less government is better. You know, kind of free people to do, you know.
I like Reagan. He had a hell of a sense of humor. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see Reagan when he was doing the debates to become president?
Oh, yeah.
And he was up against the candidate?
Yeah.
And the candidate turned around and said to him, he says something about his age.
Yeah.
You know, and Reagan came back quick pro quo and said, "Don't worry, I won't hold your age against you and your inexperience either."
Yes.
That was it. The
moderator was burst out laughing. We're supposed to be impartial, not, you know.
It's on YouTube. You guys can watch it. Go back and watch it. It was absolutely hilarious. You had to see it. Yeah.
I think it won the election. LB Abroad, there he is. I seen 1 to 5 splits, and most ETFs said it would raise the implied volatility. We'll see on that.
Well, that's good, because YieldMax goes off the implied 30-day IV for their payments. So if they got a 60 30-day IV, for example, with Misty, that's what they look at paying their dividends on weekly basis.
Subwoofer, or no, sorry, Professor Wolfenbacher. I'll see you, Coop, on that cruise. Okay, good.
Well, there's a few of us going. I spoke to my agent with the Casino at Sea with Norwegian Cruise Line just the other day on the phone, and he said we got another free cruise for the Mediterranean next year in June. So we're going to do that.
Bonus.
And I was like, thank you very much. Much appreciated. Balcony room and everything else. I told Brooke that we only got to pay $2,000 for a 20-day cruise, 19-day cruise, which is the
in total.
1,000
each
for a balcony room
that's
for 19 days. And that covers the gratuities, the port fees, and
drink
the taxes,
package,
the drink package, and everything else. And that's like $70 a day.
Yeah, no, and from your points, you're in that level now on these cruises where you're probably, I don't know, you're at the top now in them all?
One away from the top.
Oh, perfect. Well,
yeah.
Jesus, that's good.
Yeah, so see you on the cruise. But yeah, he said to me when I spoke to him on the phone 2 days ago, Ryan, he said, yeah, you got a whack of people going on that cruise with you. They've all given your name so they can get the 10 to 20% discount.
Oh, good.
10% for an inside room balcony, they get 20% discount for using our name.
And Skipper wonders, should he bring the hat?
Yeah,
he should.
I bought that hat for you. You need to bring it.
Richard Woolley, I got 12,500 shares of Altis, so can't sell now, and we'll just hope I break even over time. You'll end up with 1,250 shares, and you know, get 10 times the amount per share, hopefully. So yep. And they've switched their underlying stocks, so hopefully, Richard, it should be a better performance. Let's say. Robert Pierpock, yes, Coop, dark pools are like over the counter, but market makers use the dark pools to control a stock's price if they want to control it. It's supposed to be for institutions only, but they use it to cheat a little bit too. Abundant Mango, no issue with selling options with Thailand and US time zone difference?
No.
You just find here, if you're following the markets and doing trades, which we do, you're up a little more at night. You know what I mean? Because it's daytime in the West and we're at nighttime here. So
yeah, it's 9:30 at night here when the stock market opens.
And I don't mind. I actually like it because you can get an afternoon nap.
Exactly.
You need your sleep. Robert Pierpont, Abundant Mango, you have to sell buy options during US. Yeah, correct. Market times.
Yeah, night in Thailand.
Rick Price, based on the mood here, it seems people are getting gloomy about the stocks ETFs. That means it will be time to buy.
And it is.
Yeah.
If you look at the fear and greed index for the stock market and for crypto, both, it's down to the low.
It's 11.
It's 11. On both.
Yeah.
Time
to buy.
That means extreme fear.
Extreme fear.
Yeah, and that's when you want to buy, when everybody's sold and it's at rock bottom prices.
Yeah,
blood in the streets. Buy. Stook and Duke.
Even if it's your own.
Yeah.
Bye. Robert Pierpont. A Coop, a phone rang on the TV in my house exactly when you looked at your phone. I was like, no, Coop, that's on my TV, as if you could hear that going on in my house. Oh, that's a strange coincidence. Richard Woolley. Trump has the king of Saudi here at the moment. Yep, he's going to get $1 trillion from him.
Yeah.
And he's agreed to spend it in the U.S. economy.
Yeah.
Well, you look
Japan's done the same. Agreed. Yeah. They're going to be building and Taiwan has agreed too. Taiwan's going to build that semiconductor plant in the U.S. now.
Samsung, is it?
Yeah.
Yep.
So a lot of positive things going to be happening.
I think what happens, Richard, and the rest of the gang, you know, money. There's lots of money in the planet, and more being printed. But where do you put it?
Yeah.
And boy, you talk about a safe haven. You got Trump in the White House, the USA, good old US of A. So that's why there'll be a flood into the dollar going forward, in my opinion. Coop, what's Duke doing these days? Changing stocks isn't a change of strategy. Their strategy is to still create synthetics, correct, and sell calls, correct. It's just the underlying, Duke, what I meant are, to me, better stocks, you know, to base your trades on. Once they cover, they immediately create a new synthetic and repeat. Great in the bull, bad in the bear.
Correct.
Yeah. It's, yep.
And bit of an announcement before we go on is that for Saturday's live stream here in Thailand, all about Thailand, I have a panel already that's going to be joining us. And so it's not going to be open to everybody like it was last Saturday, because I got 3 people already selected. And those 3 people are going to be Robert Nutt, Nomad Jack is going to be joining us on the panel, and also Tom
the Tominator.
Yeah, no, the other Tom.
The other Tom.
No, good
crew.
joining
Yeah,
us on the
be
panel. Tom has traveled all around Asia and chosen Thailand to retire. I want to pick his brain. Why Thailand?
Sure.
He's been to all the Asian countries, and he's settled here, and he's been here over a year now. I want to pick his brain. Nomad Jack is out here with Pinky, his Filipino wife, and she's absolutely a blast. Gets along with the girls fantastically. He's got a lot of interesting stories to tell. And then we got Robert.
Yeah. With
Robert
Texas
Nuts.
humor.
He's coming on, and he can't live to his budget. He is well under his budget. Why? I want to know.
Yeah.
And those are going to be the 3 people that are going to be on the panel this Saturday. And all 3 people are here, retired in Thailand, and join Coopersville community. So,
and all from diversified backgrounds,
correct,
with different stories, all well spoken. And I think it's really good for the channel, Coop, to get these different points of views other than just us 2. And then people can ask questions and this and that. And the other thing, don't forget, guys, next Tuesday at Fraser's is the meet and greet, the monthly meet and greet. 24th Tuesday of the month at 6 p.m. So come on out and meet a lot of new friends. Make a lot.
So make sure you come on Saturday's live stream.
Okay, let's
wrap this up
here. Richard Woolley. Only social democrats want big government the world over. Seems to be. Biggest Chris. Thanks again, guys, for all you do.
Thank you, Chris.
Enjoy the rest of your all's week. Correct.
Yeah. Thank you.
Mr. For Your Sister. Hello, Darlene Cooper and Brooke. Hello.
Hello, Mr. For Your Sister. And welcome to the end of the live stream.
I'm sorry the Saudis are not building a business in America. All they do is pump oil. That's all they got.
Yeah, that's all they got. It's the desert.
Which apparently silica.
Yeah, they're like Kuwait and Abu Dhabi and all them over there in the Emirates, Dubai.
Well, they got a ton of money. They got, I think, the largest growth fund on the planet. So they're diversifying is what they're looking to do, which I don't blame them. And finally, Rick Price, Mr. Thanks for taking care of my sister. Okay.
Good comment there to end the stream. And thank you to the 81 people that stayed to the end. Much appreciated. And if you haven't yet, hit that like thumbs button. Up.
Yeah.
Try and get us to 100. And if you're watching on the replay, it counts too, and it matters. So we thank each and every one of you for doing it. We have to ask every time. If not, you guys forget.
Sure. Yeah,
All we're
worries.
thinking about is Thailand and pad Thai, aren't we? And Mr. Free Sister says, Brooke is back. Back again.
Back in the saddle again. Back where a friend is. As my nephew says, don't give up your day job, Uncle Brooke.
Yeah. Until next time, wherever you are, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Stay safe. Take care. And God bless.
Woke up in the land of smiles, sun shining bright. Elephants wandering through the morning light. Temples glow with gold, the air's alive. Thailand's magic got me feeling so high. From the markets buzzing, colors so bold, to the stories in the streets, ancient and old. Every corner's got a vibe, it's calling my name. Cooper's out here, and I'm loving the game. Cooper's Thaiadventure, oh what a thrill. Chasing the beauty from the sea to the hills. Cooper's Thaiadventure, can't get enough. Thailand's got my heart, it's the land that I love. It's the land that I love. Golden beaches, sand so soft and white. Crystal waves crashing under starlit nights. Snorkel in the cold, dance in the tide. Every moment's a wave, I just wanna ride. Pad Thai sizzling, spice lights up my soul. Mango sticky rice, yeah, it makes me whole. Tom Yum's got that kick, flavor so divine. Thailand's food's a feast and it's blowing my mind. Cooper's Thaiadventure, oh what a thrill. Chasing the beauty from the sea to the hills. Cooper's Thaiadventure, can't get enough. Thailand's got my heart, it's still my heart. It's the land that I love. It's the land that I love. It's the land that I love. From Chiang Mai's mountains to Koh Samui's shore, every step's a story, I'm craving for more. Smiles all around, the people so kind. Thailand's a treasure that's one of a kind. Floating markets, lanterns in the sky. Festivals that spark like the stars up high. Jungles whisper secrets, rivers carve the land. Cooper's holding Thailand in the palm of my hand. Elephants roam in the sunset's blaze. Every day's a wonder lost in a daze. From spicy street eats to the ocean's embrace. Thailand's a paradise I'll never erase. Cooper's Thaiadventure, oh what a thrill. Chasing the beauty from the sea to the hills. Cooper's Thaiadventure, can't get it enough. Thailand's got my heart, it's the land that I love. So here's to the nights, the sights and the dreams. Thailand's a wonder bursting at the seams. Cooper